Hello my dudes, today we are building in The Sims 4, a church to be specific. There will be timestamps for each specific feature, so if you don't like one or just want to know about one, you can skip to that part in the video. This is the end result, and this is how to get there. Step 1. This is the basic shell of the church. I guess you could say. Just a rectangle. And this is how you do the steps. It's with the platform tool. So create a platform. Make it about even with the foundation, which you're gonna raise up just a little bit. You want it to be tall enough to be seen, but short enough that a sim can get up it without any steps. And then to make the actual stair part of the stairs, you just layer a smaller platform on top of it. It should pick about the same height automatically. So it's very simple. Whenever I first started working with platforms, which wasn't that long ago to be honest, I had no idea that they could layer like this. So it's a good tip in general. If you want to pull out the platform and go all the way around the sides with it, you can do that just by utilizing the arrows, and that's how you make the stairs. Next, we're gonna go for the front, or these little pillars and the doors and windows. And the first thing you do is draw out some 1x1 pillars. There we go. You want it to be evenly spaced. So like this window wall has 2, the middle has 3, and the other side has 2 as well. Now for a door, I used this base game door on the very last recolor of it, but any sort of arched door will look good. And for the windows, I used the mega window, also base game, recolored to be dark. Again, you can recolor to whatever you'd like. I just like the dark because I think that makes it pop a little more. Next thing we do is the steeple. In this case, you want a big square that's sitting about 1 back and you want it to be as wide as your inner pillars. And since it's got to be a square or square-ish, that pretty much defines for you how deep it needs to be. Then you copy it and put it on. The wall height of the bottom floor is high, and so is the second one. The top one, however, is at its lowest setting, short wall. And now we can put on the roof of the pillar. And the next thing you want to do is get a gabled roof. And then get another gabled roof. And just have them go crisscross like this. Yeah, in this case, we want to go all the way almost out with them. As you can see on this one, the gabled roofs are a little bit smaller, but that's because it's got a different size wall. And if you feel like it, adjust them so they're a little bit pointier. And then you want a hipped roof, and just draw it out to the size of the square, and then make it as high as it'll go. From there you can lower it just a little bit You can make it just a little bit pointier on these other gabled roofs. You also want to go in and click this little arrow on the side to make their eaves smaller. And then on the tippy top of the steeple, you want to go into roof ornaments, and you can pick either something from Get Together or vampires to create a nice little something something on the top. If you don't have either of those packs, I suppose you could just use the roof vent. It's not as good, obviously. You could also just use a pillar, but for this guy I used this Saladin's Lie. And the roof color is black, again to make the white of the church really pop. And I used the scalloped pine roof. An alternative to pulling out the eaves on this guy is just to do some roof trim. Some big chunky black roof trim. I used this tastefully overgrown fence from Get Together to make the window up here, because it looked a little bit like a cross to me. Obviously in this case that one isn't gonna work because, well, it could, but it looks a lot less like a cross. Basically the way to do it, if your square is 3 tiles wide, like this one. Now if your square is 4 tiles wide, like the one beside us, instead of 5 like this one, you just add a pillar. If you, like me, have drawn your square a different size than 4 cross, than a 4x4, you can just use these Old Meets View base game windows and the white recolor, and I think they look just as good. Maybe even better, because then you don't have any competition from the made cross. And to make the cross, you want a mega wall hunk from Wall Sculptures and the build menu right here, right here. You want to make it as dark as possible, and then you just do a line with them. They're pretty generous as far as being able to be placed close together. And at about the 3rd one down, you want to do the cross. A church is great if you're planning a paranormal LP of any kind. Great for vampire nightclubs, coffin retail stores, wedding venues. You know, all the normal stuff. And this is how to build one. In any case, thank you for watching. Remember to like if you liked, and subscribe for more BS.